In the previous videos, we showed you how to adjust the seam rolls, install the chuck, and adjust the base plate pressure using a Model 25D. You can see everything is the same here. We're not going to cover that ground again because you adjust the head, the seam rolls, all that is the same as on the Model 25D. If you have an airlift model, you need two additional tools. You'll need a 1/2 inch wrench and a 7/16 wrench and your screwdriver. Can and an end. To adjust the base plate pressure, you take your 7/16 wrench, loosen the two door retaining bolts, and remove them. So you can access the airlift. With the model we demonstrated, base plate pressure yesterday was adjusted using just the base plate stem screw. With an airlift model, you get the majority of your adjustment by getting your airlift correctly adjusted. So what you need to do is take your end, place it on the chuck, place your container on the base plate, and then you need your screwdriver. Watch closely how I manipulate the airlift system shaft. I go under this bolt and raise it up, and then I just go like that. I'll do it again because I think my hands are in the way, and I'll try and keep my hands out of the way. I come in, I lift up as far as I can, then I go to the back, and I lock it in place. Once it's locked in place, I come and check my can. I twist it, and obviously I don't have enough base plate pressure because the can's moving. So I'm going to lower it again, and then I'll take my 1/2 inch wrench and a 5/8 wrench, and I'll loosen the locking nut right here with the 1/2 inch wrench while I'm holding the airlift shaft with the 5/8 wrench. Once it's loose, doesn't take much. Here we go. I want to unscrew or lengthen the airlift shaft. I raise it up by turning to the counterclockwise. Now I put it up here a little bit before I lock it in place. I'll take my screwdriver and I'll raise and lock it in place. And now I can see it barely, just barely wiggles a little bit. So I'm going to lower it again and extend it a little more, just a touch. We lock it in place after a week. Now I'm right there, I'm locked in place, the can's not moving. I've got the minimum amount of air pressure or base plate pressure that's necessary to keep the container and end from slipping on the chuck as it turns. So now I will hold the shaft in place with my 5/8 wrench, take my 1/2 inch wrench, and tighten that locking nut to hold it in place. Now, as I go through and check my seams and whatnot, as I'm continue to fine-tune the seam, I will make further adjustments just like I did on the other machine I showed you, using that and that locking screw. That's how I fine-tune it. The only difference is with an airlift, you do your macro adjustments for base plate pressure with the airlift shaft itself, and then you do your fine-tuning as you close in on your seam specifications with the screw provided with the base plate.